All he's got to do is little chest run up to here before. See if the face is immaculate as usual, and if the bod is bottom. You know, you can't see most of my bod. American high school. What do we have that other schools may not have? Not that joke. I know what joke you're thinking. Not that one. Talking about Spirit Week. It's actually an American thing, which is really weird. And for those of you guys who don't know, Spirit Week in schools is basically about celebrating the schools in different ways. Monday through Friday, you do different dress-ups on different days. For example, the first day could be dressing up like your younger self, or dressing like the 90s or a time period. It's not always era. Sometimes it's your favorite character from a TV show or book that's school appropriate, or other days it's Halloween or Christmas or holiday based. It's all over the spectrum. There's never really one kind of set category that people do. My thing is that I'm not the average person, and I don't mean that in a way of the big pick me of, I'm just not like every girl. No, absolutely not. It's just whenever Spirit Week came around, I dressed up. Most of the year, quiet, kind of kept to myself. Like, I was out there, and I had friends occasionally, but when Spirit Week came, you knew your home girl was gonna win, or at least try to, because I didn't know there was a way to win until I won. This time I will be talking about my Bob Ross cosplay costume. I actually went to school like this and spent the entire day doing it, and people loved it. I don't remember what the theme was. It might have been like historical people or whatever, and so whenever I saw the prompt, I was like, Bob Ross, that'll be so much fun and people might recognize it, because during this era a lot of the meme stuff was about Bob Ross. So I went, okay, pop off king, I will dress up like Bob Ross. So the night before, I decided, I'm like, you know what, if I'm gonna dress as Bob Ross, I don't want this like weird thing to happen where somebody will walk up to me and be like, Angela, you got this wrong about Bob Ross. Because I've never had anyone come up to me like, you don't know what you're talking about. But you never know. I watched like a total of like 3 videos of Bob Ross on YouTube. So day comes, I do like the makeup, I put on the wig, and I go to school. And at my school we had a really small stage. It wasn't really a stage, but close enough, where everyone would walk across in a mass. Whenever time comes, I have like this little like palette. It's actually like basically a cardboard drawing book. I don't remember what it's called, notepad, but something that our teacher had us make at the beginning of the year. So I was using that and using like the back of a pencil, and I'd be like, happy little trees. There are people who know me and went, oh my gosh, it's Bob Ross. And like one corner of this huge crowd of people went crazy for me because they realized I was Bob Ross. And I was just like, oh, like it surprised me. And I was like, yeah, you know, getting like a little hyped into it. So I was waving at people and like showing my little paintbrush and like a thing. Before I went to take a step and almost fell off the stage. Like I fell a good step and somebody caught me. So I guess I fell off the stage. Embarrassing. So it's just like, oh, okay, I'm like laughing it off and stuff like that. And ended up winning. You know how earlier I'm like, nobody's ever really come up to me whenever I'm wearing like a thing and being like, well, actually, it happened. It was some freshman guy. So he walked up to me and he and his friends, he's like, Bob Ross was never married. Because I had that ring. Actually, I'll show you right now. Because he had a ring. This ring I got when I was in like middle school. He's like, Bob Ross never had a wife. And I went, actually, Bob Ross had a wife whenever he was in the, I think it was the Vietnam War, because it's been a minute since I've seen it. And one of the reasons he started painting is to like, help with his PTSD and help veterans get over that. And then I also explained like he had a couple of kids, and I know I told him like the right facts. And I was like, yeah, and he even had like a little squirrel in his pocket for a lot of his things because they needed a place to home and he was taking care of it. It was a whole list of things. And again, my knowledge may be a bit off because that was years ago. But this guy, like, as I was telling this, his face went, and he was like kind of shook that I knew that, and he went, oh, that's really cool. I went, yeah, no problem. And I was like, just next time know your stuff before you ask me. I had that game in her. Like, she has that, like, sometimes she'll have those moments where she'll be like, yeah, and make sure you fact check yourself politely. Because his friends were like slightly snickering behind him. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, that's really cool to know. Bye. And I went, okay, bye. And he walked away and never talked to me again. If you're gonna come up and challenge someone, first off, know what you're talking about. Second off, don't be a jerk about it. End of story. Moral of the story. Okay, that's not the definition of cool. That's the definition of I'm gonna scream. But if you remain cool, one could argue you could live. And by live, I mean I won't scream louder than I would under normal circumstances. Okay. Where the crap did it go? Oh, that's less than keen.